Okay, so today we're going to do a lot of vocabulary. I put all the vocabulary up here. We're actually spending 3 days on this stuff. That's how important it is. So today, Monday, Tuesday, there will be different assignments, but 3 days on all this vocabulary. You will see it for the whole rest of the school year, so it's really important that you learn all this vocabulary. Wednesday, we're actually going to play a game. Have you guys ever played Quizlet Live?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to play that Wednesday. Then we get to do constructions Thursday and Friday. So, encourage one another and build each other up. Okay, that's your quote for the day. So today we're going to do angle relationships. So, get out of all those. Jacob, get out of all that. I want you guys focused on this. Okay. Guys, Jacob, everybody, get out of it and focus on this. Okay. Complementary angles always add to 90. They can be connected or not connected. It doesn't matter, but they add to 90. Supplementary angles always add to 180. They can be connected on a line or not connected, but they always add to 180. This is how I remember that. Complementary starts with a C. It has one arc. Supplementary starts with an S. It has two arcs. 90, 90, and 90 make 180. Make sense? Complementary, C, one arc, 90. Supplementary starts with an S, two arcs, 90 and 90, make 180. Okay? So that's something you will have to have memorized if you don't already. 90 and 180. Adjacent angles, this is new, very, very important. Adjacent angles are two angles that have a common side and a common vertex. So, angle 1, my thing is off, dang it. And angle 2, they share that side and they have a common vertex. So those are adjacent. They're like smushed up against each other. So angle 1, angle 2, those are adjacent angles. These are examples of not adjacent angles. They don't touch each other at all. So adjacent angles, they have to share a side and a vertex. Have to. Okay? Those are adjacent. Okay, a linear pair. A linear pair is always supplementary. But like supplementary angles, you can have an angle over here and an angle over here. Those are supplementary, but they are not a linear pair. This is a linear pair because it forms a line. They have to be adjacent. They have to share a side. So this could be 120. This could be 60. Together they add to 180. They form a line. And they're adjacent because they share that side. Do you guys see that? So a linear pair has to be adjacent, has to be supplementary, has to make a line. 3 things. Okay, so we got supplementary, complementary, adjacent, linear pair. The last thing you have to know are vertical angles. Vertical angles make an X, a perfect X. So, I'm throwing stuff. So like this line and this line makes an X. Vertical angles though is like DAC and BAE. Those are vertical. Also, DAB, DAB and CAE. Those are also vertical. Now I want you to notice something. Vertical angles are directly across from each other. Look at these two angles. What kind of an angle are those two? Starts with an L.
Linear.
Linear pair. Do you guys see that these two are a linear pair? So what would these two always have to add up to?
180.
180. We're going to learn that vertical angles are congruent. They equal each other. Now the thing about vertical angles is they are not adjacent. The only thing vertical angles have in common is that vertex. That's it. So these are vertical angles. They're directly across from each other. They are never adjacent. So on your assignment, one of the questions says, are vertical angles adjacent? You're going to say false. They are not. No. Ever, never, never. Because adjacent angles have to share a side. So like these angles along the line, those are adjacent. This angle and this angle because they share a side. But vertical angles are never adjacent. All right. So vertical angles are not adjacent. They always equal each other. Let's think about this. If I know angle 4 is 50, what would angle 2 have to be?
50.
50. Could I figure out angle 1?
Yes.
What would it be?
Subtract 180 from...
Subtract 180. These add to 180. So angle 1 would be 130. What would angle 3 be?
130.
Okay. So vertical angles always equal each other. The two next to each other form a linear pair. They add to 180. Okay. You will have some algebra in your work today. What do you know about vertical angles?
Oh, they equal each other.
Equal each other. So I just think of an equal sign right there. So x plus 16 equals 4x minus 5. You have to get variables on one side, numbers on the other. If I minus x, what am I going to get over here?
16 equals 3x.
I would get 16 equals 3x minus 5. Then what?
21 equals 3x. So 11.
So 20, add 5, right? Everybody with me?
21.
So 21 equals 3x. What would x be?
7.
7. So if you see vertical angles, you will put them equal to each other. Equal to each other. All right. Name a pair of vertical angles. So let's look at this right here. Vertical angles have to make a perfect x. So notice this line right here and this line right here. Do you guys see the perfect x? Okay. You do not want to include this kj because this right here would break my x. So they have to have a perfect x, and then you're going to name the angles directly across from each other. Like for example, I could say EKH. Do you see that? Angle EKH and angle FKG. FKG. That is on your assignment. Do not name the straight lines. That's a common mistake. A lot of people will say EKG. That's a straight line. That is not going to be a vertical angle. And FKH. Do not name the straight lines. You actually want to name an angle, not the straight line. Does that make sense? So name the V's. This angle and this angle would be vertical. Another example could be EKF. Do you guys see that one? What would that be vertical with?
HKG.
HKG, not HKJ, yeah. Okay, so those are vertical angles. Linear pair. Linear pair makes a line. The word line is in there, linear pair. So I just look for a straight line.
EKG.
But I have to have a pair. How many is in a pair? 2. So I could name EK. H. Do you see this one? Angle EKH and angle EKF. But there's lots of lines. I don't have to do that one. I could go this way. Do you guys see this one?
Yeah.
EKF, FKG. So as long as you have a pair of angles that make a straight line. Yeah, vertical angles not adjacent. Good. Complementary angles. What do we know about complementary angles? Add to 90. So I'd look for a right angle. I can say FKG and GKJ. Do you guys see that? So that would be a pair of complementary angles. And I didn't read that right. It says name an angle complementary to FKG. It would be GKJ. Okay. Adjacent angles. What are adjacent angles?
They have a common vertex.
They have a common vertex and a common side. So there's a whole bunch in here. I can say HKJ and JKG as long as they share a side. I can say HKE and EKF. They just have to share that side. So that's adjacent. And then if I wanted to name a right angle, FKJ would be a right angle. Do you guys see the box? I know, there's a lot of information, but we're spending 3 days on it. These are probably the hardest types of problems that you'll have. This says find the measure of two complementary angles if the measure of the larger angle is 12 more than twice the other one. So if I see complementary, what do complementary angles add to? 90. I personally draw a right angle because I know 90 degrees. Hey, guys, stop. Up here. This is hard. You're not going to know how to do it. So if I have to find the measure of two complementary angles, I draw a right angle. And then I just put a line inside so I know I have a pair of angles too. When you do that, pick one of the angles, call it X. Doesn't matter which one. Pick one. The other angle is 12 more than twice that. How would I do?
2x plus 12.
2x plus 12. Or 12 plus 2x. Doesn't matter. Now together, they add to 90 degrees.
So 3x.
So 3x plus 12 equals 90.
Then subtract the 12 from the
Subtract the 12. 3x equals
78.
78. Divide by 3. What's 78 divided by 3?
2 drop the 1, yeah, 26.
26.
Yeah, 26.
2x plus 1x.
Oh, hello.
So you
one
gotta
angle
combine
is
them.
26, and the other.
So that means one of the angles is 26.
26.
The other angle is just 90 minus 26. Or you can do 2 times 26 plus 12. So
Which is
go to
64.
your assignment number... Number 8.
Let's just mark it.
So, the
So
measure-
if it says complementary, what kind of picture do I want you to draw?
90 degrees.
Right angle. Then you want to put a line in there to make two angles. Call one of the angles what?
X.
X. Doesn't matter which one. Pick one. Call it X. I don't care. The other angle is 7 times that. What would I do? 7x. Together, they add to 90. So how
8x equals
8x. 1x and 7x make 8x. 8x equals 90. What's 90 divided by 8?
11.25.
11.25. So one angle is 11.25. How would I figure out the other angle? 90 minus 11.25 or 7 times 11.25. Joel?
Would you want us rounding?
78.
No, I want you to put it like that.
Wait, so which one is angle 1?
It doesn't matter. You can put either one. Either one.
Wait, I'm confused on the angles.
7 times 11.25.
And then supplementary.
Because one of the angles is x. We found x. The other angle is 7x. So 7 times.
Later lines that were in sex.
Okay, if it's ever supplementary, I want you to draw a linear pair.
Oh, 180.
Linear pair. What's a linear pair look like? It looks like a line. Yeah. Call one of the angles X. Pick an angle, call it X. Doesn't matter which one. Says find the measure of two supplementary angles if the measure of one angle is 6 less than 5 times. 5x minus 6
And so it'd be 6x minus 6, right?
equals what?
Equals 180. And then you add 6 on both sides, and it'd be 6x equals 186. And 186 divided by 6 is 31.
So then one of the angles is 31. How would I figure out the other angle? So 180 minus 31 would give us that other angle.
Yeah.
Or you could do 5 times 31 minus 6. So let's go.
Not the 2. I'm in
Go to your assignment.
Which number was it?
Nimbro 9.
It's not on. Now let's go to your assignment. Let's look at number 9. So this says supplement. So what do we draw? A line. And put another one in there. What do we call one of the angles? X. Pick one. Call it X.
The other's 38.
The other angle is 38 less than.
So x minus 6.
X minus 36.
38.
So, oh, just kidding. 38.
So it's 2x minus 38 equals
The same as the whole.
You should not get a negative.
109 and 70.
So add 38. Divide by 2. That'll give you angle 1.
208.
Angle 2 is whatever you get for x minus 38. Or 180 minus whatever x is.
2x
Angle
equals
2 is 71.
So you will have a lot of problems like these on Monday and Tuesday also. So if it says 90, if it says complementary, draw a right angle. If it says supplementary, draw a
Did you
linear
get
pair.
109?
109 and 71.
Yeah.
109.
Okay, one more concept. I know this is a lot. One more.
No, thank you.
Perpendicular lines. Do you guys know that perpendicular lines form 4 right angles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't handle this.
4 right angles are perpendicular lines. Now, you can never assume in geometry that lines are perpendicular. They have to have the box. So if you see 2 lines, don't look at it and go, oh yeah, those are perpendicular. We don't know. They have to have the box. So there's things in geometry that you can assume. There's things that you cannot assume. Never assume an angle is a right angle. You have to see the box. Never assume that angles equal each other. They have to have the humps. My hump. You can never assume that line segments equal each other. They have to have the slash. Okay? You can assume, however, that G, H, and J are collinear because they're on the same line. You can assume that points are on the same line. You can assume vertical angles. If you see a perfect X, those are vertical angles, so you can assume that those angles equal each other. You can assume that angles are adjacent. If they share a side, they are adjacent. You can assume that. You can assume a straight line. So you can assume a linear pair.
Can't assume a gender.
I guess. Anyway, no comment. All right, so I got dumb kids. I got math chivalry. It's hard to say. But I think this is kind of cute. The plus sign is like after you, 2 parentheses. I don't know how to look. And there is a video on here also, plus my video I'll post. So, on your assignment, you've got lots of vocab. So you might want the vocab sheet pulled up.
Number 7.
Yeah. Number 7 has so much vocab, that's going to take a while. Maybe hold off on that one to the end. Points that lie on the same plane, what are those called?
Coplanar.
Coplanar. Points that lie on the same line, collinear. Anyway, that's probably going to take your longest amount of time.
Want to play Minecraft?
Look at number 10. How would you do number 10? What do you know, Ari? What would you do?
It's gonna be not. It's gonna be.
Hang on.
Because they're complementary, I added 4x plus 2x, and that becomes 6x.
Yep.
And then
Divided by 9.
6x,
15.
equals 90.
Equals 90. Does everybody see that's a right angle?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you would solve for x. Okay. Just
Jacob
making
wants
sure.
to play fork and knife.
What about this one? How would I do this one?
55 equals x.
Equals. Yes, those are vertical. Put them equal. 55 equals x plus 30. How would I do this one? What would those add up to?
Equals 180.
Equals 180. So 2x plus 5x plus 5 equals 180. So you would combine like terms. 7x plus 5 equals 180 and solve.
Is number 12 just 25?
I don't know. I would. Number 12. Yes. Yes. All right, and then vertical angles equal each other. So you do have a lot of vocabulary. Have your vocab sheet pulled up. You might want to make your own copy so other people can't write on it. I did not know that Cami allowed you to share. Okay. Anyway,
That's too much power.
we will be spending Monday on this stuff, Tuesday on this stuff, Wednesday Quizlet Live, Thursday and Friday we get to do construction. So if you happen to have a compass, bring it. If you don't, I've got some class set too. A compass.
The angles are 180 degrees.